Abundant Life Women's Ministries. I am ecstatic for where we are in our country today. As much as I know that this is very disheartening news for a lot of people, this is a good thing. And I know it's a shock to some people who have been so used to having abortion. Sadly, our country and society has become way too comfortable with abortion being a choice, being an option of birth control, being acceptable, because it's so unacceptable according to God, and according to our own laws. But we're just not recognizing that babies in the womb are human beings with rights like you and me. Unfortunately, our Constitution doesn't say that outright, that babies are humans like you and me, so therefore they don't have the same rights, which is why even before Roe v. Wade, it was okay for states to and people to vote and say whether or not abortion was legal in their state or not, or have certain restrictions on abortion. Until we get to the point like we did with African Americans, we write into the Constitution that they are human beings like the rest of us, because remember, they were treated like property, like babies are treated nowadays. There was a time where we committed that evil of treating black people like they were property, not allowing them the same rights as the rest of us. And it had to be written into our Constitution to give them those rights. And that was a good thing that we did that, because it's truth. That was a lie back then, just like it's a lie today that babies don't have the same rights as you and me, because they're not considered human beings like you and me. You and I were once in the womb. God knew us before he ever created the heavens and the earth, the Bible says in Jeremiah. He knit us together in our mother's womb, according to Psalm 139. God is the author of life. God is the giver and taker of life. That is not our role or responsibility or right, unless we're talking about what the Bible talks about, capital punishment, which takes the life of someone who lays in wait to murder somebody. Then it says their life is to be taken. And then that's negotiable as well, because there's forgiveness and grace. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about innocent lives in the womb. And I am a woman, not to sound like our VP, but so I can speak to this issue. This isn't an issue that's being decided by men, like some women are saying. How can some man decide what's right for me and my body? That's just a really ignorant, incoherent argument, because it's not. They're not trying to hurt your body. They're trying to protect the life of the baby within your womb. So that's where the men are coming from. And it's good that they're doing that. It's a great thing that men are speaking up about this. We need more men to speak up about this. We need more men to defend women and to defend babies in the womb. We need all people to do that. We need everybody to understand and realize that babies in the womb, my apologies, that was my cat. We need to re-educate and reorient people to the fact that babies in the womb are human beings with the same rights as you and I have. And my apologies again, the cat's being very friendly. We need to not treat this like it's bad news. Yes, people got so comfortable and used to being able to just go kill babies. And I don't mean to sound harsh, but that's what abortion is. It's killing a baby. It's killing a human being. It'd be the same as killing you or me when we were in our mother's womb. And I know that there's some people out there that can justify that. They can say that's okay, and they're deceived and they're ignorant, and I pray that God changes their hearts and minds. But for Christians out there who are kind of on the fence and kind of uncertain about this decision, I question where your faith is, because if you know God, truly, if you know the Bible, you know it's never acceptable to kill an innocent human being under any circumstances, regardless of where they reside, in or outside the womb, regardless of their health status. It's it's the same, again, as coming up to you or I in the street and killing us. That's the same as what you're doing to a baby in the womb when you kill it. And again, before you think I don't have any right to talk about this, you think I don't know, I can speak to this issue because I regrettably made that horrible, deadly decision when I was a young woman, when I was 21, when I was totally ignorant and in the dark. I did not have God. I did not have a supportive family or friends. I was completely ignorant, and I was terrified. I was living in sin, and then I got pregnant, and I wanted to hide my sin. So I thought abortion was the option, and I went to Planned Parenthood, and they said, we can take care of your problem, not realizing that the problem was me, not my unborn baby. And that is the fact of the matter. The problem wasn't my baby. The problem was me. I was ignorant. I was fearful. I was gripped by fear. I was terrified. And I can't stress enough how ignorant I was and how lied to I was, how deceived I was. And the fact that abortion was legal and acceptable, then it became okay. So just there was a stack of acceptance and tolerance and approval of something that was deadly wrong, something that was sinful, something that is an abomination to God because of its attack on his image bearers. It's become so accepted that people are now up in arms about the fact that this right we should have never had has been taken away. We should have never had this right. And I have nothing but compassion and mercy and grace and forgiveness for those who have committed this sin. And there is hope and healing available to you in Jesus Christ. And there are ministries available to you. And for those people who say that us pro-life people only care about the baby and not the mom, that is just simply not true. There are so many pregnancy resource centers and pro-life ministries that are doing the work of helping moms choose life for their babies and abundant life for themselves and seeing them all the way through their pregnancy and beyond. So that's just a lie. It's just not true. At least not for all the pro-life people I know. And for those Christians who are on the fence who think you can be privately pro-life and say, I would never do that, but I'm not going to judge anyone who does. It's not about judging. It's about educating. It's about having a helpful conversation to help them see the truth of the matter. And you can't be a Christian and be pro-life and then vote for somebody who's pro-choice. Because pro-choice means pro-abortion, which means pro-killing babies in the womb. So we can't do that, Christians. We can't. That's a contradiction in who God is and what we say we believe and who we believe in. It's just wrong. You don't trust me? Go to the Bible. Go to prayer. Go talk to a good, godly Bible teaching pastor if you're not knowledgeable enough of the Bible. Go read Psalm 139. Go read Jeremiah. And go read the Proverbs. It talks about God hates those who shed innocent blood and it says to speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves and rescue those who are being led away to slaughter, which is what how our babies are being treated in an abortion. Abortion is just a nice soft way of saying killing babies in the womb. And it is poisoning the baby, it is dismembering the baby, it is violently extracting the baby from the mother's womb. And yes, again, I committed that horrible evil, and I have repented because I regret it, and I know that what I did was a sin against God and a sin against myself. And so, and God has forgiven me, and I have received and accepted his forgiveness, and he's taken my guilt and my shame away, and he's taken it to the cross of Jesus Christ. And by his grace, I live and breathe and move and have my being. And by his grace, I'm here imploring, pleading with you, if you are for abortion, to think about it, to educate yourself, to pray about it, to change your mind, and your life will be better for it. And if you've had an abortion, like I said, there's hope and healing available for you. There's forgiveness for you. There's reconciliation available. And life is so good and blessed and abundant with Jesus when you're living in his grace and in his mercy. If there's something I can say or do privately, you can message me and I'd be happy to encourage you and pray with you. And just know that I'm not judging anybody. I'm angry with our government, our legislation and I'm hurt, I'm grieved by so many who are hungry for the blood of children. It's wicked, it's evil, it's wrong, and we should be outraged at that. Not that we treat them badly, not that we insult them, but we do definitely need to speak the truth. Christians, we need to speak the truth in a gracious, loving way, but we need to speak the truth. Our current government is hungry for the blood of children, and not just those children in the womb, but also now young children in school, telling them that they can decide what gender they are, and telling them that they can take drugs to stop their puberty, and that they can at one time, even before the age of even knowing right and wrong, or being able to vote or drive, or and without parent consent, they can have their bodies mutilated. I mean, I cannot believe and they're not only encouraging it, our government, they're actually funding it. We are in a really bad way. And I'm not saying that we're going to be saved by a righteous government. Not in the least. I don't look to them for my salvation. I don't put my hope in them. But to live in a peaceful society, in a civilized society, we need to protect our children, those in the womb and those outside the womb, from the lies and from the evil that wants to kill them and destroy them. But that's what's happening to our children in this country and all over the world. And it's time that we take a stand for that, because it's just the right thing to do. And so, again, I mean nothing but good with this. I'm just so grieved and brokenhearted that people are so hungry for the blood of children. How did we get here? It's awful. It's so awful. I so regret what I did. I so regret it. I always will. And you will too. If you don't now, you will eventually. So please, turn to God. You need Him desperately. We all do. God bless you. Bye.